but what I've noticed for me is not all apps support dark mode. So maybe in my emails, and yeah, it's nice and dark and dimly lit. But then if I go over to Facebook, Facebook's like, no, wake up.
What is the perfect bite? That mix of flavors, textures, colors, and aromas that come together in one amazing amuse-bouche. Big ideas expressed in small bites. That's our podcast, a variety of inspiring topics to make your financial goals and dreams a reality.
Brought to you by Clark County Credit Union for your weekly serving of food reviews, financial education, and life hacks that your future self will appreciate. It's the perfect bite of interesting information to start your week. Welcome to episode 71 of The Perfect Bite. I'm Crystal Price.
And I'm Shannon Hiller. Let's dig in. We love trying new dishes here at The Perfect Bite, and today we're talking about the Omelet House. Next, we'll talk about insurance you may want or need, and finally, we'll share how blue light affects your sleep.
Each week on The Perfect Bite, we'll visit a locally owned Southern Nevada restaurant that we hope will become your next new favorite. This week, we're sharing a new favorite of mine, the Omelet House. Have you ever been there?
I have. This is like super old school, right? Like I've been there
is.
for years. Looks older, but it's just like
It does.
people
It
still
looks
come there. It's like
very older. I kind of heard about it here and there. We even got like an employee recommendation. They were like, you have to go. And finally, one day I just happened to be in that area. So it's located on Charleston near UMC. So definitely older Vegas, like the OG Vegas.
Yeah, but I feel like every time I do go, I see someone I know.
Oh.
Like it's like weirdly
They
a
hang out?
networking place. Yeah.
Well, it definitely, I guess, still is and previously was. So when I did go, I did some research. So it's been around since 1980. And it started as like a small, continually growing restaurant. They've kind of like taken over this whole shopping center. They first started at just one end, and now it's the whole strip, and it can seat up to 250 people. But talking about like the meetup place, this used to be, some of their notable customers include Jerry Lewis, the Mayor's Goodman, Jerry Tarkanian, and then those are just some of our like local celebrities, I guess. If we go beyond that, Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, Jerry Seinfeld, there's a few others that have gone into the restaurant and have signed menus. So you can see all the photos, the memorabilia. Very nostalgic.
That's cool.
One of the one of the articles that I pulled up, it said that the Omelet House is actually noted to be the second oldest continually owned restaurant in Las Vegas after Bootlegger, which is another one that we'll have to check
I've never
out
been there
in the podcast. So the Omelet House, of course, their signature items are the omelets. They make them with 6 eggs, so they are large.
That's a lot.
Yes, feed your family. Or you can get a baby version, which is just 4 eggs. When I went, it was like the end of like lunchtime, so I didn't get an omelet, even though you can eat breakfast anytime of day.
The bread and the omelet, that's delicious.
I didn't know. So it also comes with a signature piece of pumpkin or banana bread, which I didn't realize until after the fact. So I feel so let down and I have to go back. But what I did go, I got a sandwich. It was a recommendation from the hostess, so I feel good about that. She was like, get the hot pastrami. It's really good. People like it. And I had a choice of what kind of bread it came on, so I chose the French roll. And then added Thousand Island sauce, added jack cheese for an extra 99 cents. The total meal was like $15.79, so it was a little bit more pricey than going to like a regular sandwich spot, but it was definitely very filling. They have these fries that they make, and they just call them potatoes. You know what I'm talking about?
I remember these. Yeah, they're like really thinly sliced.
Yeah,
but
it's like homemade.
Yeah.
Like if you thought to make potato chips at home and you tried to make them, that's what they would be. They're not as thin as like your Lay's, but they're thicker and they were just so good.
They're good. I remember them
super
being
delicious. Good. And they're their signature potatoes. So what I think I'll order next time when I go, I will definitely order an omelet. Our employee recommended the cowboy omelet with the pumpkin bread. So that's what I'm going to check out, is the cowboy. Do you have a signature?
Go. No, I don't remember having like a favorite. I just remember thinking it was like really good comfort food. Like
it is.
I love breakfast food like all the time. So
usually
my
I
kind
do
of
too.
place.
So I was kind of like disappointed in myself. Like, what are you thinking, Crystal?
You know better than this, Crystal.
Well, if you do go, my recommendation for you is definitely plan well in advance. If you're going to go on the weekend, plan to wait. While I was in there, or when I was walking into the location, I should say, there was a roped off like line with markers that said, okay, from this point, you've got 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
From this point, 20 minutes.
It's like Disneyland,
so,
right?
Yes, it was like a Disneyland ride in there. So plan ahead. When I went, I think it was like, I don't know, a Wednesday afternoon. So there was no wait. I just walked straight up. But on the weekends, you can definitely tell. Even when I went, there were people, like large groups of people coming and going to this place. So it is definitely a hot spot. So plan accordingly.
How much was your sandwich?
$15.79.
Okay.
So not too bad. And I think the omelets were around that same range. And like I said, 6 eggs, so you can have your leftovers to take home.
For sure.
If you out there have a recommendation for a restaurant or dish for us to try, send us a message at theperfectbite@ccculv.com. We're always open for new ideas. What would additional insurance coverage do for you and your family? Shannon's going to discuss in our next segment.
Life is unpredictable, and one thing we can try to get a handle on is our afterlife expenses and how that may affect our loved ones. And actually in episode 60, we talked about addressing this. We had our special guest talked about, our loved ones' final arrangements and how we can have those possibly difficult conversations now with our family members. And so in today's episode, we're going to talk about some of the additional insurance coverages you may want to consider. And some of these are specific to Clark County Credit Union members. So if you're interested, just check out our website and we'd love to have you as a new member. So did you know that as a member of Clark County Credit Union, you automatically get $1,000 in no-cost coverage for accidental death and dismemberment insurance?
I did, but when I found out, I was just like, wait, what? Just for being a member?
Just for being a member. And it just kind of gives, $1,000 isn't going to cover everything, but it just gives you a little extra peace of mind, a little extra resource for the bills or debts that might come in, even funeral arrangements. And so you're probably getting these letters in the mail, and maybe you are like, what is this? Extra insurance. It's from a company called TrueStage. Don't throw them away. It's a valuable offer that you may be missing out on. And so other credit unions do this as well. We work with insurance companies to give these additional resources to our members and their families. And so through our website, there's actually an interactive estimator. So if $1,000 isn't going to be enough, you need to check and see, maybe I need to add more. And so you can get a quote before you enroll and just see how much you really would need or how much it would cost.
Yeah, I went on to this after reading what we were going to talk about and just playing around with it. I was like, well, what would I get or how much would I have to pay for an additional $10,000 in coverage? And for me, it said I'd only have to pay $1 per month on a member plan or $1.50 per month for the family plan. So for me to pay an extra $1 a month for extra $10,000 if something were to happen, it's a pretty great deal.
So the family plan is just adding in your children and your spouse, or is it just your children?
Children and spouse.
Okay, that's really good. So yeah, that additional insurance for 50 cents, I mean, that's really a deal, right? Making sure that you have that coverage just really brings peace of mind to your family members. So accidental death and dismembership insurance is just one area of coverage that we offer our members. We also have, through Liberty Mutual, auto insurance, and you can get a quote that way and possibly save on your car insurance. Plus they have accident forgiveness. As a mom of a newly minted 16-year-old with a driver's license, it's only a matter of time before we're going to have an accident. So that accident forgiveness and knowing that your rate won't increase, that's really comforting. We also have home insurance, condo and renter's insurance. I know for us, we have a lot of work from home employees, and that's actually a requirement that you have to show that you have insurance to be able to work from home. So if that's something that you're facing, you might consider checking it out. And then of course the term and whole life insurance. So really just providing you with the peace of mind for all those areas of your life, having that safety net under you, and being a member of the credit union, you can get even better rates. So make sure to check it out on our website. Go to loans, payment protection, and then TrueStage, and you can check out that calculator that Crystal talked about. Now, a few words from our sponsor.
Clark County Credit Union members have received more than $73 million in bonus dividends since 2001 just for using the credit union services they need every day. Since CCCU is owned by our account holders, they earn the dividend, not shareholders. This year, we returned a $2.6 million bonus dividend to members with auto loans, credit cards, and checking accounts. Open an account today and start earning your own bonus dividend. Funds privately insured by American Share Insurance.
Next up is our Future Self segment inspired by the Happiness Project. Natural and artificial blue light can boost your alertness and mental sharpness, but at night, too much exposure to blue light may keep you awake when your body needs to be winding down. We're going to give you some tips to reduce or eliminate your exposure. Before we do that, we're going to first kind of define them. So natural light is anything that comes from the sunlight. And then artificial light is light that comes from screens like TVs, phones, tablets, all of that stuff. So how does blue light hurt our sleep? Now, when our eyes are exposed to the colors of light, it helps control our natural sleep and wake cycle or circadian rhythm. Blue light messes with our body's ability to prepare for sleep because it blocks a hormone called melatonin that makes you feel sleepy. I don't know about you, but a lot of times that's kind of like what I do to go to sleep. I feel like I'll turn the TV off and then grab my phone. Let me scroll for 20 minutes first before I go to sleep. So
do you have the setting that can
dark mode?
Yeah. Dim your, does that matter or help?
It does help. And we'll get to that. We'll get to how the dark mode can help. But what I've noticed for me is not all apps support dark mode. So maybe I'm in my emails and it's nice and dark and dimly lit. But then if I go over to Facebook's like, no, wake up, scroll all night.
So then I start Zillowing my neighbors' houses and all of a sudden wake up.
Yeah. It's like, you need this house. Don't go to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, here are some ways to manage blue light, and we'll also provide a link to the article with additional tips. So the first way is blue light blocking glasses. Now you can purchase these. Those can be purchased at many optics stores, and they offer blue light glasses. I know my kids wear glasses, and that's always an add-on. You can get I don't know if it's an extra film or something.
Always on?
I think so.
Interesting. I have blue light blockers. And you can get them with reading glasses too.
Yeah.
But
so if you want to pay a little extra to get that blue light, check that out with whoever your glass provider is to see if they can add that to your prescription. Another way to do it is also just even choosing an amber or a brown tinted lens might help best, and that's an automatic dark mode. The next recommendation is to cut back on your screen time. So don't use electronic devices 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. For me, that's going to be kind of impossible, but maybe I can get the,
But if you're wearing the brown tinted lenses while you
then you're helping yourself. Yeah, you're not affecting your circadian rhythm. So mix and match however it works best. Another thing is just even dimming your brightness on your phone. On your devices, go into your setting and change the brightness down or change it to dark mode if you have that option. Basically, you just want to change the background from white to black. So little things like that will make a difference. Another thing you can do is install blue light filtering apps. Install the blue light filtering apps on your smartphone, tablet, or computer screen, and this can help filter out specifically the blue light from reaching your eyes.
I've never heard of that. So the app would apply to everything on your phone?
Yes. So even though your dark mode doesn't
the apps
do
you
it,
were saying.
The app will override it. Right. And then the last one is simply to set an alarm. If you don't have your phone set to a dark mode or a night mode, you can set an alarm 1 hour before your bedtime as a reminder to kind of just avoid using the device. So, okay, I'm cutting it off. It's 8 p.m. I'm not going to do it anymore. Good sleep definitely can help improve your happiness. So consider doing that. Let us know if you try some of these tips to avoid the blue light around bedtime. We want to hear from you. Send us your financial questions or money topics that you'd like to learn more about, and don't forget any fun local food recommendations. Our email is theperfectbite@ccculv.com.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode brought to you by Clark County Credit Union. For additional money management tips and financial calculators, check out our website at ccculv.org. Now that was the perfect bite.